Now on CoastTV News.
People going in to vote. Who is casting their ballot and for whom in District 20?
House lawmakers ramping up pressure in the Epstein case, issuing subpoenas to the Department of Justice, former President Clinton, and top officials from both parties.
Expecting another gray day our way. Your full forecast coming up with no delay.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Nikki Miller and Alana Berry hours away from knowing which one will be Delaware's newest state representative. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with the special election in District 20. Republican Nikki Miller is an educator and Sussex County native, currently serving as supervisor for the Seaford School District. She previously was the principal of Cape Henlopen High School for 8 years. Her priorities include, among other things, tax reform and land preservation. Miller previously lost to Parker Selby in the 2024 general election by just 245 votes. Here's what Miller had to say about representation in the district.
It's time for something different. We know that. And so by electing me, you'll get something different. When Steve Smick left the seat, that left a vacancy that has been hurting. And I can bring that energy back and bring back that constituent service.
Democrat Alana Berry is a Sussex County native and a former teacher. She founded the Brian Allen Stevenson School of Excellence and served as a senior policy advisor under Governor John Carney. Berry says her priorities are public safety, affordable housing, and accessible health care. Berry told CoastTV she hopes to continue Stell Parker Selby's legacy. And here's what Berry had to say about representation in the district.
I think it's really important. I'm a member of this community, and I want to make sure that the issues that matter to me, the issue that matters to my neighbor, that there's a voice of someone in Dover representing them, and I'm excited to be that person moving forward.
The Department of Elections says almost 30% of the district's registered voters already cast their ballot. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewis. Emma, thousands of people were out voting today.
Charlie, we're here at one of the many polling places in District 20 where voters are heading into the polls while they still can. You can cast your vote for Berry or Miller until 8 p.m. tonight. You can see we've got some supporters down there for both women. And the Department of Elections tells us around 9:30 tonight, we will know who the new state representative for District 20 will be. We spoke with some people who hit the polls today.
I voted for Alana Berry, making sure the last name, and because we are Democrats and we do like to see that she seems to be for the schools and doing a lot of things for the community and not really for things that are, more industrial and a little more for the people.
I voted for Nikki Miller. Even though I told myself I wasn't going to vote Republican, I said, I don't think I have a choice. I'll leave the, what can I say, federal politics to federal and local politics is what I'll pay attention to.
The winner will hold the seat until Election Day 2026. And it is important to note, both Alana Berry and Nikki Miller have already filed to run in the 2026 race. So we could see a rematch of this race, depending on what happens tonight and in potential primaries next year. Reporting live here in Lewis, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
The District 20 seat had been held by Stell Parker Selby. She first took office in 2022, but after being re-elected in 2024, Stell Parker Selby missed every single day of the legislative session. Politicians confirmed to Coast TV that Parker Selby had a massive stroke. Parker Selby resigned June 24th. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. More voting going on here. We want to know what matters most in a new representative. Let's take a look at the results so far. 75% say honest communication. 15% say community focus. 3% say experience, and 7% say strong leadership. And we have a comment from Bruce in Selbyville who voted for honest communication. He says, in today's world of politics, our elected representatives are so scrutinized on every word that they say, and over time they forget about their constituents and focus on party politics.
If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttv.com or use the mobile app.
And for more on this race, we have it all for you on coasttv.com. The future of a popular spot in Milford, fenced off for months, is now under review. A section of the Milford Riverwalk had been closed since February after winter storm damage caused a sinkhole. Milford leaders hired an engineering firm to develop repair plans after those short-term fixes weren't going to work out. While the design process is underway, Milford says they're trying to turn this challenge into an opportunity to enhance the Riverwalk's access and usability.
The beauty of that is it draws a lot of traffic to our downtown businesses, and that's what we want. So just to bring one more thing that draws people here, kids, parents, whatever, that's what we want to do.
While there's no clear timeline, city leaders say they hope to wrap up the design process within the next few months, and once complete, that will go before City Council for review.
A Camden man is facing DUI and gun charges after being pulled over in Dewey Beach on August 2nd. Police say 46-year-old Greg Daddio was pulled over around 2 a.m. after failing to use a turn signal. Dewey Beach say he showed signs of impairment and admitted to having a loaded Glock in the car without a permit. Police say the driver refused a sobriety test and was taken into custody.
A longtime Ocean City favorite is officially reopening at a new location on 82nd Street. Rosenfeld's Jewish Deli says it features the same cooks, counter staff, and popular sandwich menu. The old OC location closed in September. The deli says this 82nd Street is larger, lots of indoor seating, and plenty of free parking.
A child was killed in Seaford in a crash last week. That's according to state police. It happened at the intersection on your screen now. Troopers say a Toyota Corolla failed to stop at a stop sign and was hit by another car that was crossing the intersection. Police say 6-year-old Caden Garcia of Bridgeville was in the back seat of that Corolla, according to troopers. He died from those injuries on August 1st. Police say the Corolla's driver was hurt and a 15-year-old passenger was hospitalized with critical injuries. We're taking a live look outside right now into Laurel, some cloud cover as we gaze out there and check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams.
Right now, it's been a bit of a gray day all day long, and it looks like we will stay gray, but that's okay. And I'm honestly not trying to rhyme here, just how the words are working out. In Lewis right now, cut tunnel razor camera, we stay gray with 79 degrees. We will drop to 74 by 8 o'clock with partly to mostly cloudy skies. It's 77 in Long Neck, Millsboro, as well as Bridgeville, and 77 degrees right now in Harrington. We have a newly reissued air quality alert. Now, it's not for today. Today it got better, but tomorrow we're going to be in that orange zone once again for all of Sussex, but it also goes up towards Kent and all the way up towards Newcastle. This means that those folks who have chronic breathing problems, it's going to be a little more difficult for tomorrow, so you need to try to stay indoors as much as you can. We had light precipitation moving the most southern portions of the county and down towards Ocean City and Ocean Pines. This has been the general trajectory of the rain throughout most of the afternoon, early evening hours, and just cloudy skies and just a little drizzly in most other places. We'll have more on more gray skies and sunshine to follow that in a moment. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Paul, thank you. The Trump administration is proposing rules that would allow drones to fly beyond the view of those operating them. And those rules would pave the way for aerial deliveries at a person's doorstep. The proposal was announced Tuesday by the Transportation Secretary and FAA Chief. Popular delivery drones are already being tested. They include Google's Wing with package deliveries from DoorDash and Walmart.
House lawmakers are ramping up pressure for answers in the Jeffrey Epstein case, issuing subpoenas to the Justice Department, former President Clinton, and several former DOJ officials. The push for transparency is gaining traction across both parties, with some Republicans still demanding the full release of those Epstein files.
Another way to spend my money for the country.
President Trump considering more White House renovations, walking along the West Wing roof today. While on Capitol Hill, lawmakers still focused on the files of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The House Oversight Committee issued subpoenas to former President Bill Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and several former top Justice Department officials in both Democratic and Republican administrations to testify before the committee on Epstein.
It's an interesting group. They've certainly cast a very wide net, and you have people from all political parties being subpoenaed to come. Will the public ever hear this information? That's unclear. As of right now, these are supposed to be closed-door depositions.
Republican Committee Chairman James Comer, who has been pushing the White House and Department of Justice to release all the files, also issued a subpoena to the DOJ for the complete unredacted records related to Epstein on or before August 19th. This is the latest move in a controversy that has plagued the president over his former relationship with the now deceased financier. NBC News has learned the DOJ is now considering releasing a transcript of the interview Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, the president's former lawyer, did with Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. She's convicted of sex trafficking young girls. And last week, she was moved from a low-security federal prison to a less secure prison camp. For weeks, President Trump has claimed the issue is a hoax, blaming Democrats and trying to move on. And late this afternoon, lawyers for Ghislaine Maxwell opposed the government's efforts to unseal grand jury transcripts in the Epstein case. Her lawyers say that because she's appealing her conviction, Maxwell has no choice but to oppose the government's request. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
They're small but dangerous ticks sending more people to the ER than ever. What's behind the rise and what you need to watch for?
Here's a quick look at your White Marlin Open forecast, but we have overcast skies in the forecast for tomorrow. More on that coming up.
But first, day 2 of the White Marlin Open. We'll share the leaderboard up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
It is day 2 of the White Marlin Open, the largest bill fishing tournament in the world, and there's actually $7.3 million in estimated prize money this year.
I could sure use some of that. We're going to take a look at the leaderboard sponsored by Rudy Marine, and in first place right now in the Blue Marlin category is Barbara B. Remember that name? It's 929.5 pounds.
Oh, that's a big blue marlin. Now in tuna, the boat C- student at 52.5 pounds. And in second, really a tie there, is the bow down, also at 52.5 pounds for that tuna.
And in first in the dolphin category, remember I said, remember the name, Barbara B. They're the leader here too, 32.5 pounds.
I did just look online. It was 2 different anglers who caught those fish.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Lucky boat.
Splitting up the money maybe if they win something.
Now at this time though, there's no qualifying fish for white marlin, wahoo, or swordfish categories.
White Marlin Open leaderboard coverage is sponsored by RudyMarine.com, where family boating begins.
Admittedly, there's a couple of light sprinkles in some isolated pockets, but for the majority of our viewing areas, just kind of stayed cloudy and a little bit on the drizzly side. But we still have some light rain that we are tracking right now, and the air quality is going to be a concern as well. So let's go ahead and walk through this together, shall we? Staying very cloudy right now in Ocean City, courtesy of our DryTech camera. Now, we'll have a few sprinkles in Ocean City. That is where it's been raining a little bit for us. That should come to an end as early as, say 6:30, 6:45, and by 7 o'clock should come to a total end by then. We are at 76 degrees in Lewis, Longneck, Millsboro, Georgetown, and Laurel. So that's our theme for right now. The winds coming off the water, but relatively light, up to about 8 miles per hour. Not really a big deal thus far. The muggy meter still playing in our favor thus far, but it's starting to change ever so slightly. We're dancing between muggy and humid here for a while. We're going to drop dramatically Saturday going into Sunday before we bounce back up again, but the dew point temperatures have been in our favor. There is a beach hazard statement that's in effect for Ocean City, Cape Olive, right, and these areas. Now, here's what this particular one is talking about. 3 to 4 foot waves, okay? And swing conditions are not very friendly in Ocean City. So if you're in Ocean City and you want to go out to the beach, don't do any swimming way out there because rip currents are a bit tricky, okay? Please keep that in mind. Now, we also have air quality alert in effect for Sussex that really kicks in for Thursday. Now, that's for the entire state because we're looking at breathing difficulties for folks that have chronic breathing problems, particularly the elderly in our area. Here's a look at that trajectory of the rain. Like I said, not everyone, but we had the most southern border of Sussex going into Ocean City. This is where we've had the rain that's pushed across thus far. Still raining in Gumboro, Carytown, Frankfort, Selbyville, Little, Georgetown, Clarksville, and Ocean View, and just south of Millsboro. Now, as far as the amount of rain, not much. I mean, we have some towards Del Mar and really between Gumboro, but that you see right here, this is our estimation of rain. Hasn't been all that impressive. You know, the clouds are going to have more bark than bite, to be quite honest. I mean, take a look. We're looking for it to stay cloudy for tomorrow all day long. It's going to look ominous all day long. But the rain that we're projecting right now, not really all that impressive, and it's fast moving as well. And I don't foresee that being a problem, even going into Wednesday for the most part. Along the coast for Wednesday, we're looking at cloudy skies. 79 to 82 is going to be the range for everybody. Winds out of the east up to about 15 miles per hour. Take a look at the future rain, which is why I'm not sweating it, and neither should you. I mean, we're looking at maybe a 1/4 of an inch of rain in Salisbury. We'll get some rain in here, maybe a 1/10 of an inch at best, but our rain chances will stay relatively low to isolated really for the next few days in a row, barely at widely scattered. Now, Saturday going into Sunday, we were initially thinking there would be more a chance of rain, but not really picking it up so much. So cloudy up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, more sunshine in Chincoteague. For example, in Ocean City, 77, 77, 77, all right? But we're looking at more sunshine Thursday and Friday. Not expecting much in the way of cloud cover for Thursday and Friday on Lewis as well as Rehoboth. Here's a look at your extended forecast, and we're going to shift that chance of rain off Friday and concentrate it on Saturday and Sunday, and even that's more like I said before.
All right, thank you, Paul. Former President Donald Trump claims the revised job report is a scam, accusing top government statisticians of falsifying data to hurt his presidency.
Ivan Rodriguez breaks down what the Bureau of Labor Statistics is saying and how the jobs report really works.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics collects data on a number of key economic concerns and produces critical reports on prices, inflation, and unemployment. The data is then used by businesses, investors, and government organizations like the U.S. Federal Reserve to make critical decisions. But Friday, President Donald Trump abruptly fired the commissioner of the BLS, Dr. Erica McIntyre, accusing her of rigging the latest jobs report for political purposes. Former BLS Commissioner William Beach, nominated by Trump in his first term, says that's impossible.
The commissioner doesn't do anything to collect the numbers. What I think really upset the president on Friday were the revisions to May and June.
The BLS's initial monthly jobs estimates are often based on incomplete data, so they are revised twice after the initial report, followed by a preliminary annual revision in August and a final revision in February.
BLS is the finest statistical agency in the entire world. Its numbers are trusted all over the world.
The BLS collects jobs data in two separate surveys. The first is done in part with old-fashioned door knocking. A second survey is collected from thousands of businesses and government agencies via telephone, internet surveys, and for large corporations through an automated data transfer.
The president's attack on the commissioner and on the Bureau could undermine that trust over the long term.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 7, live Shorebirds baseball as they take on the Fayetteville Woodpeckers, then catch the final score at 10:30.
Coming up, more ticks in more places and more people ending up in the ER. We're going to tell you what's driving the rise and what you need to watch out for. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Warmer temperatures and high humidity are leading factors in the spike of tick bites across the region. I got one. The number of people needing emergency care for tick bites has reached its highest level in 8 years. The CDC says warmer temperatures due to the climate change, that is contributing to the issue, and the higher temperatures are also leading to more disease transmission through mosquitoes.
According to a new report released by the Coast Guard today, the deadly submersible implosion searching for the Titanic was preventable. A new report finds there were multiple failures at the underwater tourism company. The Titan sub lost contact during a dive off Newfoundland and days later was confirmed to have imploded, killing all 5 on board. Investigators cited a toxic workplace culture that discouraged voicing safety concerns. OceanGate has since shut down.
Let's take a live look outside into Ocean City. One more check on the forecast after this.
Take a look at our cloudy skies in Laurel. We're looking at temperatures staying in the 70s as far as Ocean City is concerned, 76 degrees right now, and will drop down to 74 by 8 o'clock with partly cloudy skies. Our winner, our umbrella winner, is Polly Downs of Cecilton, Maryland. Congratulations, courtesy Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by Brock, Ed Mendoza, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.